All right.
Radio? Who needs a radio? Mock! Yeah! Ing! Yeah! Bird! Yeah!
Master Robin! Oh, you lost your arms in battle, but you grew some nice boobs.
Yo, Rumsfeld!
I'm a mark. Half man, half dog. I'm my own best friend.
Here goes. I sped. I followed too closely. I ran a stop sign. I almost hit a Chevy. I sped some more. I failed to yield at a crosswalk. I changed lanes in the intersection. I changed lanes without signaling while running a red light and speeding.
If you can see, the numbers all go to 11.
Does that mean it's louder?
Well, it's one louder.
I'll do one! Do one!
I'll do one.
Sometimes I wish I could.
Live interviews,
Live games, live music.
with the local musicians you love.
This is DTPtv,
And you're tuning in now.
All right, what's going on, Deviants? This is DTPtv here. I got Carson. I got Jake.
What's up?
We're hanging out with our in-studio guests here, Otherworld.
Rock on! Otherworld. Hey,
No, they're not Otherworld because
Yeah, they are.
Otherworld, that's not Otherworld.
Oh,
that's,
no?
no, it's just two guys who pick up on the
I
street.
look just like
What
Austin.
are we doing?
No, so we got we got the guys from Open Mic Live here that were cool enough to stand in for Otherworld because Otherworld canceled on us last minute.
We're your number two.
You know, things happen, situations come up. It is what it is. But we got Open Mic Live, Stan and Mike in the house. Hey
up,
guys.
guys?
Hey,
What's
thanks
up?
for having us over, man. We appreciate that.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
popping in.
I mean, thank you, Otherworld, for canceling. I mean, actually, we're used to that.
They're probably
no,
they're
no.
not tuning in if they haven't
already
showed up.
started
They
off.
just,
Yeah, they're on the way.
Oh, they're coming?
Oh,
I don't even think he's going to tune in, let alone.
is that like
They're on
the
the
checks
way.
in the mail?
yeah. Yeah.
No,
They'll be
they're running
here.
late. They're actually later than the time frame were.
They'll be on set too.
They're on daylight savings
Why?
time.
Why would, now, see, we were having a good show, and you went and did that.
What happened?
Come on, man.
What
This is a
happened?
roast. I didn't tell you.
I
Do
love
me next.
roast.
Do me next.
I can eat roast. They're soft.
So, nice shirt,
You like that shirt?
nice sleeves.
Yeah, you like that?
Dude, this band, have you ever heard this band?
No.
Deviate the
No.
Oh, dude, they're cool.
pain.
Yeah.
They're not bad.
No, they're not good.
They're-
Don't spend your time on that.
Where can you find them, Stan?
Otherworld.com.
Wait, what? What are we even talking about here? Come on.
Sunshine and Bullets Leftovers.com.
Yeah, just listen to all that stuff. If you like it, that's us. If you don't, that's not us.
This is already derailing.
What are you
So,
talking
yeah.
about? This is right on track.
If that's what on track is.
Yeah.
So we got the crew from Open Mic Live. Why don't we tell us who we got in the house? So
I'm Stan
first-
Downdale, and you are?
I'm Mike down. Oh, Mike Tyree.
Mike goes down,
Goes
Tyree.
down.
All right.
So,
and-
what's the problem here? You don't know what to ask. I'll ask it for you. All right, so
tell
who
us about
started
who you
this
are.
shit?
That took
When-
4 minutes.
Tell us about who you are, where you come from, why you're here, how you do it.
Mike, give
where
him the
you do
core
it,
and I'll tell him what's
when
going
you
on.
do it.
Let's see. So we go back to late 90s, early 2000s. We met through friends of friends, and on and off throughout the years, we kind of kept in touch. But in his personality, I came into radio around 2006, and I'd always had him in mind for something there. Back then, podcasting, what it is today, started in radio, at least on some level, because if you wanted to get a radio show on, you needed to do a podcast for your PD. You had to prove to yourself that you could handle an hour show or whatnot. So long story short, I brought him in on a few shows, and sticking with that whole podcasting thing, I just moved it along throughout the years and knew what to collect, and same with your studio equipment and what we were trying to do. And I had an idea back in 2012 or 13, and I wanted him to be the host. I didn't want to be the host. Even in radio, I wasn't there to host. I was just there to be a producer and do what I could for the other people. So,
But you actually have an education in it, right?
well, I went to CSB. I went to Connecticut School of Broadcasting, so I have a little bit of education. But the reality is that all that did was get me into the door of a radio station.
Cool.
That's when I learned shit.
Well, you've actually produced a couple shows on radio.
Right, but I didn't get much of that from the schooling. Again, it was just a foot in the door. I worked 2 years at WHBO, WWBA, and then I freelanced after that.
But isn't that usually the case a lot of times? Like the schooling is only going to do so much for you. But
Yeah.
you got to create the opportunity for
Yeah.
yourself in order to gain the experience.
Well, and
to figure out what
unfortunately,
you're trying to do.
with the way radio is, You got to have an internship through a school that's accredited first. Even like you go to a big station like the Bone or like Cox or iHeart, they might not even have it. Yeah, I said it. I said it. I said it on purpose.
All right, there's no ratings here. We can say whatever the hell we want.
There's no ratings not on this show.
As long as it's not about politics. But God forbid he broached that subject.
Thank God that shit's over.
Don't bring that up.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were doing that next segment.
Yeah. Politics and religion.
Do you believe that the elections are over and people are still like attacking people online, like trying to change their minds about stuff? It's
people
crazy.
are insane, dude. You can't talk about that shit no more.
It's crazy. So you're talking about Cox.
Yep, I love Cox. But if you go to like a big station now, you can't get an internship, so you can't really get your foot in the door. It's tricky. Back in the teachers at CSB that started in the 50s and 60s, all they had to do was go get a license. That's it. They didn't have to go to school or any of that. All the shock jocks, the old Howard Stern, that's all he had to do was get a license.
Really?
I didn't just compare myself to Stern. I was just giving an example.
I mean, yeah.
I think it's an accurate comparison.
Yeah.
I thought so.
It's true
You come up to his waist. How can you fucking compare yourself to him?
So do you.
He's got a little more hair.
Yeah, but I make use of it.
My hair just didn't grow that tall.
But that's funny about it is because he did go to school, and I've never learned a goddamn thing about doing this shit. Believe me, I know. Yeah. But he used to try to like give me the schooling structure on it, and I would try it, and it's like that don't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Like interviewing people, you know what I mean? You got to get to the who, what, where, and where. Everyone does that. That's boring as hell. You know what I mean? I want to get to know y'all. People want to know who you are. They don't give a shit. They can go online and find out where y'all met, how long you've been together.
Go read a bio.
You know what I mean? They want to know you, and that's why I try to tell people all the talent. You don't put enough of your information out there.
Yeah.
The more you expose yourself, the closer they feel to you. You know what I mean? And would want to come see you. And that's what this is all about.
True.
Like the first time he invited me in the host actually let him, instead of doing a best of, actually let him host the show. So he brought me in.
Yeah.
Well, everyone's tuned. Like they're out there in Fox viewing position trying to get it tuned in because the station was tough to get in. They couldn't wait to hear me on the radio. I said like 13 words because I was nervous as shit sitting in there.
Embarrassing.
It was funny as shit. Well, I didn't want to make him look like an ass by going in there and talking over everyone, which I have a habit of. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I didn't want to go in there and do that. But little did I know that's what I was there to do.
That's what he was supposed to do.
So kind of like you're doing right now.
Right. So yeah, I'm good. No. I'm just trying to help, man. You made it very clear that you don't care about us.
No, go ahead.
Ask
the tough questions, Carson.
What's your next question?
Ask what people want to hear. No, they worked right up to the present day.
Oh, come on. No. So Open Mic Live has been in flight for how long now? It's been.
We had that number. Is it? We're just over 3 years. I think 3.5 years. We started about 4 years ago, so I think it was 2012, if my math is right. That's not right. So 14-ish. And we had a year with a third party, and the show was different. It just wasn't the same. It was just sloppy. It was just a sloppy podcast. That's all it was. We tried to get it structured. We ended up getting rid of the one guy, and then we kind of worked our way, which took us about 6 months to get the foundation that we have now. Maybe not even that long, but getting the people in there. We opened up 2 comedians first, bringing them in as guests, and it didn't take very long at all before we had some bands in, and then we had an actor, we had a director, we've had a couple people, that's still in the arts, what you're doing, who are you? Are you artistic, creative? Tell us your story. And local, that's where we are.
Right.
We'd like to branch out, if, in your case too, if like Candlebox decided they want to do your podcast, hell yeah, you're going to take that. But I think staying local is it's more fun, it's more interesting. They might have a better story.
Kevin Holly says, put on some sleeves at least for someone else's show.
Jesus fucking Christ. Kevin Holly with the sleeve joke.
Good old Kevin Holly.
Yeah, thanks.
Your arms look fine.
Once it gets 60 degrees out, I'll put some
from this
on.
angle right here, you got some guns. Look at you got the.
Are you working
the
out?
The other side, down there. It's down low. You don't even see the camera. It's down low.
Oh.
It's in the corner.
Working this out right now.
Yeah, you got the left arm.
There
it is.
So Open Mic started off as a podcast first. Was it like?
Everything we do is still in that podcast realm. The idea was we were going to get on the radio. That was the original idea, and we didn't have video at first, and we still don't make video our priority. I do graphics and stuff, but very, very similar. But yeah, the podcast, the audio side of it started, and then things, people get full of shit, and the stories change, and we we originally I told them from the beginning we weren't doing recorded. We were not going to edit the show. And so it took us a good month that you will never hear those 4 shows because they realized how hard it is to talk on purpose for an hour.
It's hard.
Yeah.
That's the most difficult thing to get used to is like I can talk to anyone anywhere and have a conversation.
Yeah.
But to sit in a room staring at someone behind microphones and try to have a natural, engaging conversation that isn't an inside joke because you're trying to engage people that aren't in your space.
Yeah.
That's the hardest thing. Is you got to remember you're talking to them. Yeah. You're not talking to yourself.
It's the hardest with people that you don't know too, because like we know you guys, like, we're cool. Like there's like a comfort level here already. But we've been lucky enough to have some bands who have come in and have been pretty outgoing and pretty chill for the most part, pretty easy to talk to. But even then, like that initial there's like that initial apprehension, like, all right, well, how am I going to break the ice? Like, how am I going to get them to open up?
How many racist jokes can you tell before they get
all of them. Don't question it. All of them. Get them all out in the beginning.
Yeah, no, we're racist, biased,
sexist,
right? Anti everything you could possibly think
of. If
you're
anti everything, you can't get in trouble.
Right? And we try to point that out as soon as whatever that person is in the room. Like if you're gay, we want to make it very clear we hate gays.
Yeah.
As soon as you get in there.
It's a good benchmark to set.
Right.
So
it's amazing how comfortable they get immediately.
Yeah.
It's like,
are you okay with that? Well, come on in and sit down.
Well, hey, look, the number has not gone down yet, so we're okay.
We're getting there?
It can only go up from here.
Can't go below 0, can it?
Negative.
Yeah, -1
People
viewer.
can
I think we got there once.
Like someone watched it and then went in.
People actually told somebody else not to tune in.
They deleted it off of our account. It got deleted.
They went to their friends' sites and started blocking us.
Yeah.
See, look, it went up 1.
We're getting blocked.
That was
all right, let's talk about politics. 0.
Getting blocked.
But I mean, in that regard, that's my favorite part of the whole show, is engaging people I don't know, or engaging people, because it started off until we started going out, and so we started getting out there and meeting people, seeing bands and then talking to them.
Yeah.
I was just meeting people online that like Red Calling was, because they were one of our first bands, that people were introducing to us. I'm engaging them online, asking them to come in. It was amazing how if you beg enough, they'll start coming in. And then once they come in, it was pretty easy to network.
Yeah.
But so a lot of people, it's more weird for them coming into someone's home studio.
Yeah, exactly.
Than it is for me because I love it.
Yeah, like it's your home. Like this is our home here. It's like
I love new people.
We can talk to anybody sitting here because we're like sitting on the couch.
Exactly. What was weird is like you find yourself interviewing people all the time now. Like I'll have customers come in and I'm asking them questions about, it's like you find yourself doing that.
So where did you start living here?
Exactly. I do that shit all the time.
Can I tell you about my favorite instrument?
I've even pointed out to him, like, I think I just interviewed that dude.
How long have you been driving that car?
He probably did that anyway, but he's now more rehearsed, so it's instilled in you.
Tell us a story about those pants you're wearing. Pretty nice.
And why are they still on?
Yeah, I always found it's very invigorating to get to know a story, especially one that you didn't know before. We had a Gia come in, and like obviously we had been familiar with their music before, and we're closer with some band members more than the others, and naturally that happens, because you see more of them at shows, and you might see the singer or maybe the guitar player because they're off running off another direction. And so with like a Gia, like I had always been pretty tight with John, the guitar player, and Spence, the bass player, but Brandon, the drummer, like I had no idea that he did all of their artwork, like literally all of their artwork for their CDs, like pretty much dating back to like their first release, 4 or 5, 6 years ago, and it's good. Like it looks like professionally good, and like bringing it back to the point, like I had never known that if we had never got them in and had that conversation. So
correct.
Like to your point, it really is like getting to know that like expanded story about the people that you see doing their everyday thing that you don't realize there's more to that to that story for them underneath the hood.
And that's why we got lucky, because when we kind of reformatted and turned an entire 30-minute segment into the guest, that's a long interview. You don't get 30-minute interviews, but it gives you a chance to, because you have to get who started this, how long I've been together.
Yeah, get
before
that shit out of the way.
You got to get that out there.
Yeah,
and then you can relax and just move forward.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I've never written a question in 2.5 years. I've never written a question for an interview. Yeah. I go on and I have facts about y'all. You know what I mean? If we don't get to them, we don't get to them. Whatever your answer is, the next question is based on your answer. And that's pretty much, because then I know you're interested in it.
Yeah.
If you're interested in it, the show's going to be much better. You know, if you want to talk, it makes everything better.
And that's part of the problem. It's who's, not the problem, but part of the show is who you're interviewing. If they're not interacting back with you and not giving you anything to work with, the show's going to...
I feel that's my
bad,
job.
You know?
I think that's, I feel like that's
right
my
now,
job.
I'm like, what do we do with these guys? You know,
I'm just waiting for you to ask me.
One of the comedians started doing a, what do you call it?
Tyler Luce in the house. What's up?
Tyler Luce.
Where you at, Tyler?
I thought you were supposed to be
blog?
here, Tyler. Loser.
Started doing a blog, and he reached out and said, you know, ask questions about podcasting. You know what I mean? And he's like, what makes a good guest? I said, a good host. You know,
that's true.
A good host makes a good guest. Like, you can turn people around.
Yeah.
You just have to, it may take another extra 5 minutes to find what gets that little look on their face, and then you can go from there. But
well, I think a good conversationalist though can always find something to relate with. Like you can always find that one little in that makes the conversation blow up.
But like he said, like Jake said, some people are tough. Like they came in to be interviewed, and you're dragging shit out of them.
Yeah, and you ask them a question like, "Hey, how did you get this band started?" In our garage in 1963. Okay. Any more you can add to that? You know, it's like,
we play together.
Yeah, we like playing.
We make music.
We like rock.
Great.
Yeah.
And what I like is like if we have a band in or like they'll come in and go, she's gonna do all the talking. He's gonna do all the talking.
That's not how it works.
Not in my studio.
Not in
it's the one that says I'm not gonna do any of the end up talking the whole goddamn show.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's about. You know what I mean? And that's what makes people comfortable. I think that's first and foremost make them comfortable.
Yeah, definitely.
And then the rest of the band gets a kick out of you pulling the shy person out.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you're looking at them like, that's more than you've said in like 3 months.
I didn't even know you talked.
Yeah.
But like, you know, just like this show, you know, I love what you guys are doing here. Mm-hmm. This is phenomenal. And everybody that you talk to, and you got to see the comments, everyone loves what you're doing. This is fucking phenomenal. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's an extension of what needs to be happening.
We think it's all right.
We're trying to make something happen. I mean, it's very early. Like,
I mean, it's not as good as the Kevin Holly show.
Yeah.
Actually, that show sucks.
Are you just saying that because he's in the room right now?
What's that?
Are you just saying that because he's here right now?
Yeah, no, he sucks. That show. Have you ever listened to that show? Y'all should go on that show. You'll appreciate our show much more.
He hasn't asked us on that show, has he?
He has. He has. It's just been hard to link up because of what we had, because of what we got doing right now.
We said,
right, Wednesday night's issue.
Yeah,
we're busy.
Yeah,
we're
allegedly.
Oh yeah, it's Wednesday.
I always tune out. So
I've called in a couple times, though. That's been pretty rad. It's been fun.
Yeah, I wish we could do call-ins. That'd be cool.
Well, we can do Skype. We got to figure out the call-in thing. Maybe we'll chat about that offline afterwards.
When I first went to his show, this was his call-in. You call his phone and he puts it up to the freaking microphone.
Hey, whatever works though. I mean, if it works, it works.
Yeah, well,
didn't work.
Didn't work.
What are you gonna do?
But I mean, that's and that's kind of what he just wanted to do a show. I had no idea what we were doing. Mm-hmm. Like I thought we were coming up with topics. Every week we're coming up with topics. Well, that's too structured. I mean, that's you need to have
then
things
you like zoo hunt.
Yeah, you need to have kind of
some
things on hand, but like we forced a conversation. You know what I mean? And I'm like, that's not working for me.
Yeah.
And then once he had connections with Side Splitters, is why the comedians started that way. Like they were putting our logo up on the banner behind the stage and shit.
That's
you know what I mean?
That's cool.
And then we went to a show, and I met Red Calling at Brass Mug on the back porch, and was like, hey. And then they came in, and the bands started flowing in. You know what I mean? And it's like, holy shit, I'm like a kid in a goddamn bouncy ball thing, because I couldn't be happier doing this shit. I could not be happier doing what I'm doing. And then when I meet you guys, and you're great people, on top of making great music or funny as shit, it's like what's better? That drives me to do every minute of every day that I do what I'm doing is literally for y'all. You know what I mean?
That's cool.
So where does that,
we appreciate that, man.
Where does that so from an influence standpoint, where does that underneath passion kind of come from, as far as like influences from the past, maybe in radio that have done what you've done, or the figures that you look up to?
The reason that I got into radio is when Bubba got fired. I don't know if Bubba the Love Sponge, back in the 90s, 2000s.
He's watching. He's on.
He's on.
No, we're on his network.
Coming on next.
We're on Bubba.
We lost 3,
right?
but he's
That's fine.
He's still here.
He's the size of 4. But when he got fired, the whole thing of radio changed. Howard Stern
Fired
had a deal.
from which
that was
station at
that was
time?
98 Rock.
Okay,
No, yes, 98 Rock.
Fired several times.
And 98 Rock. Well, when he got fired from
when you know you're good.
terrestrial in 2006 with all the fines.
Yeah, gotcha.
Then everybody backed down. Thanks Janet Jackson and Timberlake for having.
There's
the
a
FCC.
ripple effect there.
Oh, it was. The
Definitely,
FCC went
definitely.
crazy.
Yeah, they went crazy.
So radio was just, they were pulling people, this and that. And I'm like, I can do that. I can do that. And they'd get fired and whatnot. And then they'd have the next show on. And then I was like, all right, well, let me just try it. CSB did an advertisement. And I was like, all right, well, let me go do that, see what I can do. Plus, Manson with his parodies were awesome. Everybody does parodies in the shower, even though they suck. Or I don't know how many parodies I have about the dog. We always do parodies about the dog.
JD Saldano, JD
Crush Tone in the house.
JD's still in the house.
He says, who are you guys interviewing?
These
Who
guys.
aren't we interviewing?
These fucking guys.
Come on,
Pay attention.
Yo, homie, recognize this other world. You don't know us?
Yeah.
Other world.
It's other world.
Tune in overworld.com.
Hey,
Sleeveless version.
it's the rest
It's
of
Austin
Crush Tone.
Connor.
You're late. Where are you? Crush Tone's here.
I want to be Austin. He's pretty.
I'm the Yeti.
Oh my god.
Where you at, JD? Everybody's here.
Right, you should be here to save this dumpster fire.
Come hang out. Play some drum solos.
Don't worry, we're going to play a song next.
That'll be fun. Yeah, go play something.
There's a drum kit behind him.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll
we
hop
got
on.
drums. We got
Maybe
we
we'll
got
hop
bass.
on.
We got guitars. We got mics.
But haven't you guys had a couple bands in that you haven't met until
Yes,
they were
Jack
in here?
Mantra was one of them.
Yeah, we didn't know Jack
Never
Mantra at all.
met him, right?
We
Now
had
we
heard
feel
of
like
them
we know
through the
them.
grapevine from you mostly, because you were always in my ear telling me how awesome they were.
Right.
I had a chance to catch them live with you once, and I missed out. I showed up late. They came in and they rocked, and they are such cool dudes.
Yeah,
I was
very
telling
cool,
you
very
the other
cool.
day when you were here. I had never met Daryl before, and then like a day later, I was like, "Hey man, I got a spot open in my fantasy football league. You want to join in?" He's like, "Hell yeah, man, I'm down." But that would have never happened if he never would have.
It's insane though, because
it's weird how you like make these relationships out of just trying to.
Well, that's
connect.
That is the goal.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate goal, and I found that it's not as hard as you think. You guys just don't have the time to do it, and there's a weird culture going on, but everyone wants to be a part of it.
Yeah.
All of you are fairly like.
It's tough too. Even with your guys' show, it's like it's a Wednesday night, it's a Thursday night.
It's tricky,
it's tough to go. In your cases, go to Tampa and sit down with you guys for 2 hours at whatever 8 o'clock at night, 7 o'clock at night, and it's tough for people to come here. I'm sure you guys. Traveling all the way out here to get here at 6:30. That's pain
I
in the
played
ass.
the game she drove.
But you know what I'm saying? It's for a full band to all get together and come here in a weeknight. That's why we have like tonight cancellations.
And it's phenomenal. Because the 3 live songs or whatever, that sets you guys apart. Yeah. That is, when you say you need to set yourself apart.
It's really the only difference from what you guys are doing.
I know, but it's
they got better games though.
We definitely completely stole your idea and then we played live after.
You didn't though. You just built from it, and this is great because this is what people need. There's not a lot of good recordings of bands out there, especially the lower level or up and coming bands. There's not good recordings of them. You guys are giving them an opportunity. 3 solid, good recorded songs.
Yeah,
that's huge. And for people to listen to it, they're not listening to someone doing this at a goddamn show.
Yeah, they're listening. It's through a board into the live. And you're hearing pretty much the instruments.
It's produced.
That was kind of the point.
That's the stick.
We're bringing what they sound like live, what they really should sound like live to people, versus what you hear at a live show with the cell phone, which.
And now they can use that as a demo, so they can come on our show and let us
play. That's what I'm saying. What you guys are doing in that regard, that sets you apart.
So we're basically the minor leagues. So you guys, they come up to the majors, you call them up and say, hey, we're bringing
we get them in here, we audition them, and then they go on your guys' show.
We saw what you did down in DTPtv. We got a spot on our roster.
And then we'll send them to Kevin Holly, and we'll just keep going downhill from there.
Well, it peaks, so you guys, that starts going downhill.
Hope you enjoyed your ride.
Hope you enjoyed your stay. But that is... the most fulfilling thing to me is like when I introduce two bands that all of a sudden I see doing shows together.
Yeah.
Or all of a sudden I see, you know, like Murder the Crow and Cruel Curses. I introduced them.
Yeah.
They'd never met. I put them on a show together, and now they're on each other's CD. They're freaking, you know, you see them. They're on almost every fucking show.
Or bands and comedians. Comedians coming out to band shows and vice versa.
That's
Which
cool.
happens.
That's
I've had freaking Jack Mantra, Joe Goon took us to a comedy show.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But that type of thing. Like I just had Lawrence Green, which is a comedian, and Murder the Crow. I listened to their show last night, you know, and listening to that was awesome. Because when you're talking to them, there's so many similarities between the two talent, you know, between the two things.
Yeah.
That it's all the same, dude. You're all trying to make a performance. You're all getting disrespected by venues and shit. You know, everyone's got the same problems.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, speaking of Murder the Crow, I heard a rumor that you're on. Are you on the new CD? That
He's a
they're
crow.
gonna
I
do?
am. I am,
What
bitch.
did you do? The triangle? What did you?
I'm a backup
Did you fart
dancer.
in a microphone like
On a
Stone Gray
CD.
did?
Crow.
Did you fart in a mic like Stone Gray guys did? Did you hear that? we had them on.
Listen, those vocals were phenomenal.
We had them on, and they were telling a story about how they were producing their album. They were doing their record with this producer guy, and there was a part where they farted in the mic, and you can hear it.
No,
like
it's not just a part. They had a fart mic set up like side state, like a fart mic. And it's like anybody has to fart, you go over the fart mic, and we'll record them all. And they threw one in like as backup vocals.
backup vocals.
Serious.
I can do that.
Yeah.
You can do it well.
No one will be in the room when it's over, but I can do that.
Yeah.
No, it's
Pretty interesting.
you know, I haven't heard one in a long time, but you know how sometimes you have your intros and outros to songs where the speaking rolls on the phone or leaving messages. That's what I'm doing. I'm leaving it's the beginning of the song is, we just met and you know, my soulmate and this shit, and then the end of the song is, I'll do anything you want me to, you know, type of thing. Just call me, I can change, you know, type of thing. Trying to get her back because she left me because I'm a drunk.
Yeah.
Literally, I know it was a real story.
Is this a reality show type of song? Reality song?
I don't know. It's a Murder the Crow song. It probably makes no fucking sense anyway.
Just keeps going.
Is Tyler
and
still in
going
there?
and
No.
going.
But what's cool about that is, when I was listening to that, I didn't even realize that same song that I'm on, when they were on that last time,
You didn't realize that
they
the same
released
song
for the
was
first
the same
time.
song at the end?
No, it was the
They
song.
didn't.
It's the song they gave me to release for the first time ever. They had just recorded it themselves the first time.
Okay.
And now this time it's professionally recorded, and it's the same one that I ended up being on. I'm like, that's what makes this show fucking
So you have to go to every one of their shows now and do that talking thing?
I'm trying not to go to any of their shows.
Quite
I've
an
seen them
obligation.
play. It's not easy, bro. I've been to practices. That shit's tough.
So imagine a group of guys ropes you into one appearance, and then you got to be for every single one, and they don't even pay you, and they make you serve them beer. Who would do that? Who would do that?
Terrible.
Stan,
Thank
can
you.
I have another
Thank
beer?
you very much for that.
I'm empty.
Stan, can you
Is
give
this
me a
how
beer?
long is this cord? I'll get
No,
it.
you're good.
He gives
Sorry.
us a beer.
So let's. Speaking of Murder the Crow, let's go ahead. Let's go to a quick break here. We're gonna play a song.
He said, "Ouch."
We queued up some local music for our break sections here. We're gonna play a song by Murder the Crow here during the section. I think maybe we'll come back and do a.
No, we need more beer.
Why don't we do a game? Maybe we'll do Heads Up. That's a fan favorite, right?
Heads Up.
Yeah.
Heads Up. All right, cool.
You
Let's
gotta
play.
fucking fit my head.
Let's play some
Heads
Murder
Up,
the Crow. So what you're gonna hear is called "Please Sir, I Want Your Blood." That's from Murder the Crow.
That's
I
the
think
song
this
I'm
is,
on. That's the song I'm on. Oh, sorry.
What?
Are you on this version?
Maybe we got the demo version. We got like the B-list version. So
How many recordings
let's
do
go
I
ahead and-
fucking do?
Oh
Hey,
my
calm
God.
down,
We're
buddy.
going to the break.
There's only one.
She says, relax for the moment, please. Let me feel your heartbeat next to mine. Promise we'll find our own way out. Let me taste one more embrace. Put your hands in mine. One more time. We'll find we were always supposed to. Put your hands in mine. All these times are coming out the rest of our lives. Put your hands in mine. One more time. We'll find we were always supposed to. Put your hands in mine. All these times are coming out the rest of our lives. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on for the rest of our lives. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on for the rest of our
All right, this is DTPtv back here live in studio with the gentleman from Open Mic Live, Stan and Mike. Oh my God, my producer, quote unquote, dropped his mic.
Hello, is this thing
it's
on?
a
Hello?
Closed mic, down mic.
Hello?
So while we're situating that, why don't we put a quick plug in? If you are catching us live, well, then you're catching us live, and you know that we're here. You can find us on Facebook at DTPtv. We're also on Instagram, and you can find us on the Internet Radio Network. There, the replays are put out every Thursday after
Open Mic Live
at 9 p.m. So go find us on our socials, and make sure you give a follow for our boys here at Open Mic Live. You can find them. What is it? Open Mic Live and Friends, I think, is the technical.
Yeah, that's one.
follow page.
Open mic.
I think Open Mic is
Open
one
Mic
that
is
you can,
yeah,
like,
that's the main
find.
one, and Open Mic Live and Friends is I've tried to start it.
There's two of them. You're confusing.
I might change it back to Open Mic the Show.
You're confusing me.
It's Open Mic, like
yeah,
the
but the
name
fan
mic,
pages
not
never
mic
get
like a
seen.
microphone.
No.
Facebook wants you to pay money for the fan pages to get seen. Why would we do that if the other one's free?
It really is hard for us down here, isn't it?
It's stupid.
Oh man! All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna play a game.
What? Already?
Yeah, let's play a game. We're in the middle. We always do a game in the middle.
Okay.
Well, what do you say there?
Hey,
Bruce?
please
Let's
don't,
do a
please
game.
don't
We're gonna do
question
a game.
Carson.
Yeah,
He's in,
whatever.
don't question me. Respect
Whatever.
my
let
authority.
him crash this shit.
Respect my
Fragile.
authority.
Whatever.
Let me crash this ship. If it crashes, then it
Let's
crashes
do
me.
this.
We're gonna do a game, and this one's called Heads Up. This is I guess, is a fan favorite. So
Were you using my phone for this?
yeah, let's use your phone. So the way that
Is
the
it
rules
charged?
work,
Just
it's,
lost a viewer. You guys just lost
oh
a viewer.
my God, see what have
That's
I
not
done?
the first.
What have I done? I've lost a viewer here. So heads up, the way
Me.
Don't hit
Me.
that button
You
again.
lost me as a viewer.
you lost you as a
You
viewer.
just
Come
do
on,
that.
Carson. I had to turn it off to
Oh
turn
my
the
God,
fucking game on. Jeez.
You got me too, man. I was like, shit, who the fuck was it? I'm blocking him.
Fuck that guy.
You can tell we don't know what we're
It
doing.
was my mom.
All right, heads
Who
up.
is it?
The way the game works is you put this stupid phone on your head, and you pick a category about what you think you can answer trivia about, and then the rest of the team has to say shit to you to make you guess the word on the phone. Okay? It's
Look,
gonna
your
be-
description lost too.
It's gonna be great.
If you don't know the damn phrase, then you pass it. You flip it upwards.
Holy
All right,
Jesus,
so we gotta show them how to do this because they.
God,
This
I
is
don't
not,
I know how to play it.
you know,
He knows how to play it. Then he's the guinea pig for the
All right,
practice
so
round.
who's gonna do it? What are we doing here, Carson?
Let's do
Come on.
practice round like we always
Practice.
So you're
round.
gonna hold it over
One
your
round.
head.
Dude, we're live
and-
on the thing. We don't have time for practice.
It doesn't really matter.
Just go.
We're like,
Or who's doing it? Am I
wants to
holding
go
it to
first?
my head?
I'll go first.
Stan's going first.
Yeah,
Stan's
I
going
can
first for heads
I
up.
can't fuck up any
You
worse
gonna
than you
hold it
are.
to your head?
No, Stan's holding it to his head, and then the room shouts the shit to
What
him.
category do you want?
What categories you got? I don't give a shit. Pick one.
Music.
Music. You don't
So
want to
who's
do the music
teams?
category. It's just going to be points per.
Music
whoever gets the most
stars,
point wins.
Harry Potter,
So
No Harry Potter.
baseball,
Oh, so we round table it?
Seinfeld?
Round table style.
No Seinfeld?
I don't give a shit. You pick it. It's your show.
You got to answer the questions.
Stan, pick the
I don't
category
really
that
hate
gives you
Seinfeld.
your own advantage.
What else you got?
You hate Seinfeld. All right. Star Wars? You a Star Wars guy? No?
Why don't we let the crowd pick the
Basketball,
category?
politically correct?
We're back up to 8. Let's not ruin it.
Oh
The
my
Bible?
God.
The Bible? You know the Bible?
The Bible. Yeah.
I will try like hell.
Do
Yeah.
it. Do the Bible. Do it.
The Bible.
That's the one with Jesus in it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
What? It makes me buy every round? Everything of this I got to buy?
God damn it! Just hit the button.
Free
start it.
round.
Jason Travis Poole says, "Happy belated birthday, Jake."
Oh hey, there
Hey,
you go.
thanks.
Yeah,
man.
happy coming out
Hey,
your Mother's
thanks,
Day,
man.
bro.
Yeah, thank you guys. I didn't officially thank
Oh,
you
yeah.
because I hate Facebook, but hey.
All right, let's do it.
What am I doing? The Bible?
I got an
Yeah,
ad.
put that thing on your head.
That's gonna be awesome.
All right.
Oh, my head's big.
All right.
Do I need to
Place
turn it
on
sideways?
your forehead, it says.
Now
Ready?
remind me. Up.
Get ready. Ready?
What's up? What's down?
Up is past, down is good. There's it's a green thing of shrubbery that gives you
Bush.
wisdom.
Burning bush.
What's
Bigger,
it called?
bigger.
Bigger than a burning
It's
bush.
bigger
Burning
and
tree.
It gives you
Of-
Burning tree of fire.
if you have a lot of facts in your head, what do you? Okay, pass it. Oh my God.
He was
It's like job, but it's
It's not job, but it's the longer pronunciation of
Work.
Bible
Rhymes
version.
with
No, the
robe.
Bible version name
Yeah,
of
rhymes with
job.
robe.
Oh, a bunch of
No,
shit.
it's his name. Come on, man.
It's what we're doing.
What's the
Switch
book?
category.
Rambling.
What's the
No,
name of the
category.
What's the name of the good
The
book?
category.
The Bible.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. All right. Keep moving.
Oh, you're
I'm not your friend.
You're not my friend.
I'm
You are
your-
my.
Enemy.
Yes.
Yep, down. All right.
The holy.
It's three.
Bible.
The
Holy
Holy-
Grail.
The
Three.
holy.
There's
Holy
three.
three. The Holy Spirits.
Well, the rich
Up by
neighborhood in
Newport
Port
Richie, the
Richie.
town.
Starts
Huh?
with
The town up by Newport Richie where all rich people live.
Come on, it's the holy.
The Holy Trinity.
Yes. Yes. Go. Oh.
Garfunkel. Your first
Thank you,
name,
Garfunkel.
Garfunkel.
Yeah, it's down. It's down.
Ah, you
you
had
got
time.
the Bible. You got the Bible. It's not
I,
very
did I
holy.
tell you guys I'm very
What'd you
religious?
get? What'd you get?
How many
3?
did you get?
Nailed it.
I got 3.
All right, Pace is at 3. Who's going next?
Are you on next? All right. You can pick a different category.
What's the
if you want.
category?
I don't know.
Play again.
Where you going? You guys sit on the stool. You're the guest.
I got.
see it.
Don't I
He's
got to be able to
see
see
it.
the?
He's got to see.
Oh, I have
it.
to take
Face to face. You go face to face.
Darren Doxy says, "Where's the poop emoji mask?"
Okay, I got
Poop
this.
emoji
Sit
mask is
down,
right
sit
there
down,
above the
sit
DV.
down.
I'm short enough. They think I'm
Sit
sitting.
down.
Oh wait,
It's
they
already
want,
on.
they want. Oh, do I do a free round? Is that what I do?
Yeah, free round because I'm not paying again. I already paid $1.
They make me wait 30 seconds. Is
I
that
don't
right?
know. We have to fill 30
You have to
seconds
watch
of
the
air.
So listen.
So
This,
Carson,
What's up? What do you want?
tell us about.
Tell us about me.
Tell us
You
about
don't want to
yourself.
hear about me, but Darren Doxy says, "Where's the poop emoji mask?" And I said, "It's
Oh,
right
you
there
didn't bring any masks?
I didn't bring it.
above the shirt." That says
Ah, I
"Leave
see what you did there.
I don't appreciate all y'all fucking laughing naturally at him.
Tyler Lou says Star Wars randomly. I love.
No,
Star
he was
Wars.
answering which category.
Which category? Is there a Star Wars category? Let's
Yes.
do it.
No, Star Wars wasn't in the Bible.
No, but
It wasn't in there.
Where
It
do
was
I-
one of the
so
categories.
up
We're
is-
going. We're going.
Up
We're
is
going.
pass,
3,
down is
2, 1.
Down is correct.
Okay.
All right. What the?
all right, up.
What did
Down.
Pass.
Go past that shit. What category did you do?
Higher. Yeah, what is this? All right.
Little mouse,
Little Mouse.
little mouse,
White.
little kid, befriends little kid in the family in the home.
Stuart Little.
Yep.
Yep. Down. All right.
Nazis.
Depressing
Liam
Holocaust.
He's in
Neeson.
this list.
Yep.
Wait,
Down.
no,
Down, down.
There you go.
Jim
Not
Carrey.
truth. The opposite
Jim
of
Carrey.
truth.
Jim Carrey.
Liar, liar.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good at this.
Pass. I don't know.
I
Pass
don't
it.
know what that is. Yeah.
Will Smith. Vampires. Zombies.
Wait.
I
No,
am.
Will Smith is
Oh.
secure in his blood.
Yes, say it.
I Am Legend.
Yes.
Kids.
Oh.
James Bond, but the little kid version. They're
Spy Kids.
Yep.
Oh, you.
How did you know
That's
that?
good.
Oh, New
New
Jersey.
Jersey.
Is
Girl.
New Jersey?
No,
is the
New
what?
Jersey. Another name.
Garden
for-
State.
Yep.
Yep. There you go.
Oh,
the
the
Shoot
dog
in the movie.
The piece
Boom,
of
yeah.
dog.
Yeller.
Yes. Yeah. All right.
Go.
Again.
Pat.
Oh, shit.
Ricky.
Why
is it in the title?
I know.
Why is it in the title? Why is his name in the title?
Dude, I said it and then saw it. I'm like, shit.
I did too. Why is his name in the title?
So I lost. Oh,
Ricky
Ricky
Bobby.
Bobby.
Johnny Jones.
Johnny
What's
Jones.
up, Johnny Jones?
JJ.
So I think that's
Did
6
people
'cause
call
I
you JJ? Can I
double
call you
clicked up
JJ?
one.
Johnny Jones?
Oh, damn.
Have you guys met Johnny Jones yet?
Who's all right? So that's the pace now at
Just wait for
7.
the-
That's a tough
Lena,
score to beat.
Lena.
Who's going next?
Drop that to 6 because I.
No?
No.
I did one
That's
wrong.
Julio Jones.
All right.
Okay.
No, you got to These
He's
are all the
the
ones. You
whitest
got all
Yeah,
these.
I flipped the wrong way.
He's a lot whiter, but he's black.
No, you got all these.
But I flipped the wrong way on
You
one
got
of them.
So you got 6.
Yeah.
Is that
All
it?
right.
That's the game? We're
No,
done?
yeah, so the score is set
Winner.
at 6.
Winner.
So who's going next now? Me or
Oh,
you?
we're still doing this?
Yeah, let's do it. Come on, we're going round robin style. There's only 2. We can't do round robin.
All right,
We'll just
so-
do all of
There's
us.
3 people watching. Who gives a shit? Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
They're
This
next.
is fun. This is fun.
Play again. What category was that? Just random shit?
That was Blockbuster and movies.
Let's do it again.
All right,
Maybe
category.
we're the same ones.
That's what we should have done.
I get the Bible.
Dealer's
You get
choice.
blockbuster movies.
I picked it. You
14
picked the
seconds.
Bible.
We got 14 seconds of air to kill,
14
unless you want to play
seconds. Oh.
Candy Crush and unlock.
Every now and then
No,
I fall
I'm not buying that
apart.
game.
You know I need you now tonight.
Is that
Is this the camera we want to use here, or should we use like
That wasn't 14 seconds.
like this maybe? No.
I don't know, Lisa, how many times.
Can't believe they still. Can you believe they still even advertise for Candy Crush? God damn, I haven't played that like.
It
10
still
years.
makes money, so yeah.
It's insane. It's insane.
Johnny Jones at the gym.
Yeah.
That guy don't go. What's he doing? Serving drinks?
Dude, another ad.
What are you doing, man? We're getting
Why?
killed by
Because they
these
want
ad
30
stuff.
minutes or 30
At least
seconds.
it's not. Yeah,
Why?
at least it's not this election stuff anymore. Jesus Christ, it's so annoying.
I'm not even
yellow.
in the camera anymore. What's going
Let's
on?
do it. Let's go.
All right. Movies.
Don't rush my ad.
All right, movies. Everybody see it?
Get ready.
3,
2,
2,
1.
1. No, us.
I see it.
Oh, I got it.
Oh,
no.
large father.
Adam Sandler little kid. Adam
Large-
Sandler little kid.
I don't
What's
know.
another word for
I
large?
wipe my own ass.
Big Daddy.
Yep.
Did I lose it?
You turned it off.
I knew I pushed the button. Knew it. All right.
Oh, my
Just
God.
start over?
3, 2, 1. That's all right. We're good.
What's going on? Is it coming?
Oh.
Val Kilmer.
Robin
Jim Carrey.
all the time. Robin's partner.
Yeah. What, the really,
All right.
The really
Batman,
Superhero
Batman, Batman, which one?
Never. The opposite
really
of never.
bad?
Yes.
All right.
Oh,
Not the wars.
Star Wars, but
Star Trek?
Shit,
Yes.
you did it wrong.
Can't say star,
That's
but.
oh man.
Oh. If you're
they can never
courageous,
take
you're
our
what?
freedom.
You can't take my freedom.
Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson.
What's another
Got
word for
it.
courageous?
Braveheart.
Yeah.
Where these-
Nev
where
Campbell
these
makes,
are.
Oh Jesus Christ! I just dated myself.
Netflix thing.
Yeah.
Where these are? It was a book back in the day.
Pass it.
I don't know that.
Yeah.
Pass.
Come on.
No, one more time.
I don't go.
God damn it.
Flip it like a ninja.
Like you mean it.
God damn, come on.
Go.
All right, what do we got?
Oh.
Woody,
Woody.
and
Buzz Lightyear.
Toy Story.
Yeah.
Do it again.
Fuck, man. Why didn't it work?
Anyway.
All right. We're going to start
All right,
a
what the hell?
GoFundMe.
Correct ones for the one you tried to.
GoFundMe Jake a phone.
You need an iPad.
It says I got all these. It says I got 5.
Yeah, because you're a winner.
You lost. You lost.
Tyler says that there was a commercial for a new Candy Crush the other day. Am I late on that?
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's the Friends.
Do you really play that or something?
Friends
Can you
with
send
No,
me- can you
Tyler
send me a
said that.
request?
All right,
I
my
wanna
turn.
play.
Dude, he looks like fucking Moby. What do you expect from the cat?
I get to pick my own.
All right, so
My own
I gotta
category
move
here.
somewhere. 'cause
Stick with the movie thing.
I gotta
The
move
movie
'cause I
thing?
gotta
We're down
do
to
Sure.
5. This game's a hit.
Blockbuster movies.
Sure.
I think I got.
30
No, I'm
seconds.
gonna
Go.
sit-
Are we
I
still
got
got
another
another
30 seconds right here. I'm
I
getting.
got your 30 seconds right here.
That's not good. The last 30
What the hell is
seconds.
this?
Austin Baxter.
Austin Baxter. What's in
What's
the?
up?
What's up? What's up?
Oh, dude.
Austin
Oh, that's the
Baxter.
guy supposed
That's
to be-
Alan.
Yeah, this is a
that's
great
Alan
in-
Baxter. Remember that, Alan Baxter?
What's up, Alan?
Dude, you're doing a great
Austin
interview,
Lucy.
Austin.
Oh, hey, you should be here.
Where's
Oh,
Austin Lucy
oh
at?
wait.
You're doing great.
Not.
He is. He is participating.
We got fill-ins.
Doing the best he can.
All right, we're ready.
All right, go.
Get ready.
The Sleeveless Monster strikes
What
again.
category in? Movies?
Movies.
Oh,
Oh, man.
the opposite of
Mask.
this.
Slits.
Blind.
No. These
Tom
things.
Cruise and
Eyes
his
Wide Shut?
Yep.
wife. Yep, there you go.
You just
Ah,
passed.
you fucking.
This-
What happened there?
What?
Oh, go back.
Oh my
What you
God.
do, man? Come on. All right. Place
Go
your
ahead.
forehead. All right. Don't touch the screen.
I mean,
Use your phone, man.
Oh,
man.
Water
Yeah.
tower. Kid goes to the water tower. Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp.
Edie
Old
Gilbert
Johnny
Grape.
Depp,
What's
yeah.
Edie Gilbert Grape?
Yep.
Oh,
Down more.
no.
Down again. All right, there you go.
Oh, if you're not Mrs. Right, you're.
Mrs. Wrong?
No.
The other one.
This is.
The other, the Sir version.
Mr. Wrong?
The guy version, yeah.
Yes,
Go, go.
Oh, if you were to turn
the
around, I
butt,
did
in the
this
butt,
to
in
your
the butt.
butt.
Kick ass.
Yes.
Just in the butt.
Oh.
What's his name? Wong Mu.
Yes.
It's a striped cat doing this.
Daggers. Yes.
Yes.
It's good enough.
Oh,
Molly Ringwald.
Old Ladies movie.
There's a birthday.
Sweet birthday.
Cake.
What's your sweet birthday?
It's after the
What
15th.
goes on candles?
Oh,
Oh,
geez.
come on.
Hey,
what Uber
you looking
replaced?
at me? You looking at me?
Taxi.
Driver, but
football movie, high school football.
I'm not gonna live your life. Or
Time's up.
Nah, Varsity Blues. Time's up. What you got? This is awful.
I have no idea what.
No, I got 5.
All right.
So
I think you won. You had
Mike
6.
wins?
Yeah, you had 6.
Mike wins.
Mike
All
got
right.
6.
Round of applause. Congrats, you.
fucking we give out keychains and DTP.
We give out nothing. Shut up.
Oh.
Austin says the sleeveless monster strikes again. I should be in that seat.
Oh man, where's my? Oh,
you have to fight my sleeves.
They might still have listeners if you were in this seat.
I'm back. You rolled all over my cord. I don't even know what to do.
Did you bring your harmonica? We can play a set.
I have one in the.
No.
We can jam.
I got both in the
We got the
car.
stuff back there. So let's go ahead and let's just do another round of songs here. We're gonna go ahead and we'll kick to another break, the round of songs, and we'll come back. We'll talk a little bit more, and we'll close that out.
I'm leaving on that.
Mike's out. All right. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna rock out with. Let's do some
Here's a
precursors.
fucking mess, dude. Look at that bull.
I come from the mountain way.
shit.
It's not empty,
We're
but
back.
it's not cold.
Yeah, it's still playing on the. There's a lag on it playing the
Heyo.
video that we all have going on. So we're back here.
Carson Schawler's listening.
Oh my God, he's
Carson's here.
He's here. So we're back here on DTPtv live. We're hanging out here with Open Mic guys, Stan and Mike. So that was Cruel Curses with a song called Shapeshifter. What do y'all think about those
I've heard
guys?
of them.
Dude,
They're
turn
pretty
your
cool.
volume down on your phone.
Have you seen them live?
Yes.
You should go to see, if you
Yeah,
haven't
I've seen
seen
them.
Cool Curses live, go see them live because
They're
their
very good.
energy is something else.
They were in here. We had them on, what was the episode?
6?
This is a good enough room. I didn't
It was
catch
them-
that.
wasn't it-
their event here?
What
but-
happened?
I'm pretty sure it was them then
No,
coming
they were.
home.
Well, we had them on third, I think, or fourth. I don't know. See, we've done 7 episodes before this. So
Right, you had
It's
Stone
so-
Gray.
it's
I'm getting
crazy.
I'm getting
Seven.
right into that realm
Seven
where it's like
shows.
starting to become hazy. Where I'm
You
like,
had Stone Gray's
After
time
7,
frame.
okay.
Yeah.
And then before that was
Let me know
Coming
how
Home.
50 is.
Yeah, exactly. You guys, haven't you guys done like 200?
No, Coming Home was last band.
We had to.
Were they the
I
last
stopped
ones?
counting
And then
because the way
Stone
that we
Gray,
saved the
Time
files.
frame, and
Damn it,
then-
Jake.
I've been doing this show too
What
long.
happened?
I'm trying to segue the conversation
To
here.
where?
The
So,
volume
What's
on.
happening?
Who's got the volume on?
Jesus Christ. So you guys
Are we
have
live?
done-
It's your phone, man. It's your phone.
How many episodes has Open Mic Live
We
done?
don't. We
Holy
don't
shit,
know.
fuck.
We stopped counting episodes after 50, and we just started saving them as dated files. So I could find it, but I'm
I
not
mean, like
going to.
over.
I mean, you
100.
take three years.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Oh,
around-
we've literally
48
Probably
weeks
200.
times 3, so 100. We've
around 200.
Yeah, in
That's a lot.
in a year we
About
don't take
50,
time
yeah.
off. Like we don't get sick. I mean,
There's
if
six,
it's either
I think
holidays
6 weeks.
or Mike's house is getting tented. One of
It's
those two things.
That's like 200 times the experience that we had.
And we still suck.
Yeah, we've done it 7.
Yeah, it's 7.
I mean, you're right along there,
Look at how
guys.
flat that sounds.
That's how cute.
Is that a big number?
That's cute.
7.
It's not even double digits, but yeah,
This is 8.
it's adorable.
Is this 7 or 8?
Oh, this one you'll be
Does
deleting
this
this
one
one.
count? Does this one count?
And
This is
actually,
number
you know,
7.
She not
8.
that long ago. I don't know how long ago she started a website for us because we had one up, but the one she put together is kind of cool as shit because it's much easier to. It's got menus, and it's got links to all of our guest
That's
sites.
Where can they find it? What is it? Where
It's
can they go?
openmictheshow.com.
It's been like a year.
Openmictheshow.com. Huh?
Are we on there? It's been
Yep.
like a year.
You guys are on there.
Are
We
we?
gotta come back.
You guys are on
We do
there.
gotta come back.
We haven't gotten an invite from you guys.
When you
We
get the
need
new
to come
singer. No.
back. When the new EP comes out, we
When
gotta
we
come
get the new
back.
singer, oh my god. Oh my
that's-
god.
I was just kidding.
That was a low
Chris-
blow.
Chris
Yeah, we'll come
Whipple
back when you get the new host.
I don't do the booking.
Everyone says that. Mike, we'll be back.
We'll be right back.
So
But go ahead.
did the show start off doing comedians, right? Was
Yeah.
it first comedians and then you guys grew into bands?
The show started off not with
Or was
guests.
it just
That was
you
my
guys
idea.
talking?
Actually.
Yeah, well, I mean, Open Mic Live started with guests. We immediately went and attacked and
On the
started
phone.
getting comedians.
Okay.
No, we started right before that with the phone, and that didn't work.
Right.
So then we went and got comedians pretty much immediately. I think by show 3, when we decided
Yeah.
to do what we were doing,
Mm-hmm.
it started with comedians, and then we branched off. I think it was by the 4th episode.
And was it always live, like in the moment? Live,
Always.
Like your-
Open Mic Live
your
was always
Facebook?
live. Our only pre-recorded stuff was, like I said, our first 4 shows, and I wanted to remove that safety net because we were planning on going to radio.
I found you guys originally. I found it through Facebook Live.
Uh-huh.
And has it always been like since day
No.
1 or after the 3rd episode? Was it on Facebook? Because you said the show's been. It's been about 3 to 4 years now,
Yeah.
so that's probably still
We've
before
always been on
Facebook Live.
Spreaker.
We were on YouTube for a while, but the problem with YouTube Live is when you use pre-recorded audio from YouTube or when you use somebody's copyright stuff,
Yeah.
they will kick you off the air right there.
Oh shit.
Facebook will too.
We had Sunshine and Bullets in the studio, and we played the music during the breaks.
Yeah.
They kicked us off for playing their music while they were
Yeah, he
sitting
just
in the
sent me,
studio.
but it's run through
Well,
their
that's what I was telling you,
promotion
dude, the
company.
other day. Like, cause we've been doing, like, we've branched out a little bit to the point where we've started to get like touring bands that have shows that are coming here to play. And he's like, hey man, yeah, well we should do like a similar format where we interview them through Skype and then we play their songs in the middle through like Facebook Live. And I was telling him like, hey, we got to be careful with the fact that like they might
They'll kick you off
They
like
might
that.
zap that.
Facebook doesn't
it's-
really, if you do it right,
Yeah.
they're not going to mess with you.
Really?
It's interesting the way that like we've kind of backdoored our way to upload Facebook Live.
Okay.
But if we change to different producer software, they don't let us play that. So because
Okay.
they don't want bumper music, they don't want instilled commercials. They will
Right.
eventually send trackers, but for the meantime, we're getting away with it.
So it's just about not letting them find you.
I think I found a loophole.
There you
and hopefully they don't close it.
I hope they don't close it because you guys are doing good.
Dude, it's been so damn long now. I forget. Someone actually recommended y'all to me, and I don't remember who it was. Because
we got recommended to you.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Who's
you guys,
that?
You guys
it was an accident.
It's Larry Smith.
It was a mistake.
Yeah. Larry Smith's the only guy that knows us.
You guys are pretty protective of your brand. You know what I mean? Like you guys are pretty protective of your brand, which is good. More people need to do that.
I guess so.
And
what does that mean?
I'll be honest with you. Well, it means that it took a little bit to get y'all to come in.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? You weren't one of the easier bands to get to commit to come in, which I get. But then you did come in, and now look.
I thought you guys asked us when we came in.
See, I remember it going
That's
like,
how I remember.
I remember it going like, "Hey, you guys want a show?" And I was like, "Somebody cares about
Yeah,
us."
it's like, "Hey, you guys want to come down to our open mic show on Thursday?"
People know who we are.
Oh, that's tomorrow. Let's do it. And
I'm pretty sure I said yes before you finished the question.
You know the difference between y'all and me is I'm on the other side of this motherfucker.
And we brought food, and we brought beer, and we brought all kinds of cool stuff for you guys. And,
Yeah, right.
Yeah, thought their favor was
still
about
have
to be
shirts.
returned, but I guess not.
You did give me this.
Deviate the stand.
Not then though, because that would have been old shirts.
No, this was at the show with Sunshine and Bullets and Slingshot Robot.
Yeah. Oh, we made you take off the Sunshine and Bullets shirt and put that one on.
I thank you for that.
Did we do that?
Newport Richie.
Yeah.
In
That's
Newport
where-
Richie,
yeah,
you
that's
can just
where-
walk
that's
around
where it
with the shirt
belongs.
off.
What the hell's the name of that
Pretty
place?
much, yeah. You can do whatever you want, Newport Richie. Nobody really.
No shirt, no shoes. That's Dan.
Yeah. No shoes.
No shirt, no shoes. You get a discount.
No shirt, no shoes, no stand.
So let me ask you this then, on the other side of it, because we don't.
Holy crap!
What?
Hey, we're asking the questions
Why
here.
are you? Why?
We asked the questions.
Why do you still talk to us?
Why do we still talk to you?
Yeah, I mean, you know, what was after doing the show and you know,
What kind of question is that?
what was the most engaging part of it? I mean,
Why are we cool?
No,
what convinced? Because listen, when I meet people, when I meet new bands, and I go through what I'm trying to accomplish,
yeah,
it sounds like a bunch of this. You guys hear this shit all the time. You know, hey, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, we're gonna. You know what I mean? So what made it real?
I can go first. You want to go first?
You go
I'll
first.
go first. So all right. So there's seriously. There's a distinct difference between talking the talk and actually walking it, right? And you guys do that because you'll show up to shows. You will actively seek out, the ability to help somebody else or to lend a hand or show up and support them through a show or tell other people about them. And I think that the enthusiasm behind what you do is very easy and clear to see, because like the body language I think that you both exhibit when you're doing what you do is very clear, and that's like there's a rare energy about that you can tell it's real.
That's
and it's
interesting because
authentic.
I think you mean him because I know I have resting dick face.
No, you're a real dick when we came in.
No, but you have resting dick face, but so you can still tell that it's easy to tell that you enjoy what you do and that you have there's a level of passion behind that effort that you put forth, and it's really true that like it's so easy to talk and say that you support, but it's very difficult to do it.
Right.
No, and then but like
Just trying to help.
The thing is that like you're the glue. I say that you're the glue, and I mean that because you're always around. Like, you are always around.
Yep, you're right.
Stan is always around. Like if it's whether it's Jack Mantra, you're telling people about Jack Mantra. Whether it's Sunshine and Bullets, you're telling people about them. Whether it's Red Calling, you're telling people about them. Or it's Debate the Plan or DTPtv, dude. Like you are literally the middle part that's helping to spread the word, and that's really all I can. That's all I can say as far as like what made me notice.
With follow through, basically, right? I mean, in your field, you guys hear this shit.
You
all
back
the
it up.
time.
In other words, like you know how to back up what you say you will do for people.
Right. It's not just, dude, we need to do this shit. It's like, let's make this shit happen. Yeah. That's the difference. And I think step one is like getting you guys to meet Jack Mantra.
Yeah.
Getting Murder the Crow to meet, you know what I mean? Getting you guys to meet each other because that's the hardest part.
Yeah.
You don't have time to go to all the shows. You don't have time to just bump into new bands because, you have time to do your shows, so you're on shows with bands that you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's and now you can start doing shows with other bands.
Yeah, that's the main reason we really started this was to try and get to know other artists because we go to shows, we play shows, but there's no time to, sit and talk to them. You're breaking down, they're loading in.
Can't have conversations.
Yeah, there's no conversation whatsoever.
It's virtually impossible.
You're like, hey guy, what's up? That's about it. And you come across people, you know them, but you don't sit down and talk to them like you guys do, like we're doing now,
Right.
Then you actually get to know them. And that's where we thought, like, hey, why don't we sit down and talk to these people that we want to get to know that we don't get a chance to, and let them, you give them a stage to play, put their shit out there live so people can see it, what they're going to sound like live, and then go see them at a venue, you know?
And you guys literally did steal this shit from us because you make the whole show about the guest. Like,
not for long. Our music's coming out
yourself.
soon. Our music's coming out soon. It'll be all about us. New music videos, new EP. It's all coming. DTPtv will be all deviate the plan soon.
No, but hey, no, good people doing good things is inspiring to others. And like we saw what you all did, and we were like, hey, that's really cool. What if we could do something similar but unique to the point where we're a band?
I think we
talking,
said better.
We're a band. That's
unique.
I get it.
That's not true because we can't do what you do better because
we're not doing
you
what
are
you
a
guys do.
talk show. Like that's it. Like we do music. Like our focus is on bands that show up. Like, will we do a comedian one day? Will we do an actor one day? Maybe if things evolve, but that's not in the vision
That's not
right
the
now.
focus.
And I don't think it will be because you got a freaking drum kit that's all mic'd up
it doesn't
behind
make
you and
any
all this
sense.
stuff. Really, the big thing is that we wanted to put a spotlight on bands here that are doing awesome things that don't get that much of a chance to tell their story in a forum in which people are watching them at home when they're doing literally nothing.
Right.
So instead of 4 people watching them at the venue, you get 4 people
like,
watching online.
We wanted, because what we did originally is we actually did this. We
our
did this
goal right
originally
now.
through our band page.
Yeah.
Like, you remember we did the first 3 episodes through our band page, and like for whatever reasons, you know, we kind of decided to deviate from that.
Right.
And
Deviate.
we went through like our own Facebook page for the show now, but we did the first
exposure.
Yeah, and we wanted to make things less confusing and whatnot, but
We confused people.
we did things through the band page first because like the thought process really was like, how can we really show that like we're a band trying to take our fan base and then integrate that into another band and have them pay attention to another band that's not us for a little while, because that shows them like, hey, like we're in this together. We're trying to help you out. It helps you gain eyeballs, and it helps us gain eyeballs too. Everybody wins. Everybody realizes everybody's cool, and everybody gets helped out at the end. And that's really what it was about for us.
And that's what's happening with you guys is that's exactly happening because bands are tuning in, and the ones that are tuning in understand what's going on here, that you guys are trying to expose, you know what I mean, the other bands. You realize that no one does that? In your industry, it's a very rare a commodity to have a band that will actually spend this kind of time to push the rest of them.
Yeah.
All that's going to do is earn you respect. And that's the hardest thing to earn.
So. I mean, like I said, we're just
Respect
really
is the
trying to
hardest
get to know everybody and be, you know, just try and get a platform for people to get their music out there without having to, because going to a venue and playing a show, that's a lot of fucking work. I mean, you load up, you go down there, you play for nothing.
Make
Sometimes you
17
play,
cents.
you make
17
zero. You spend $50 in beer at the bar, and then you play to 4 or 5 people. And it's like,
I started
that
doing
sucks,
practices,
you know?
Going to practices because my point to them, I just need better quality equipment to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it could work. I'm like, instead of going and playing in front of 20 people, play in your studio, you know, in front of 200 people. You're doing the same fucking thing, you know what I mean? And you can do it right here. Instead of tearing up, setting down, you're accomplishing the goal, you get to play, you know what I mean? And you're playing to 200 people. I mean, playing in front of 10 people at 1 o'clock in the morning, what do you get out of that?
Yeah, it's fun, but it's not.
At that point.
Yeah, because...
You know what I mean? If you're the 9 o'clock band, maybe.
Yeah.
But when you're that 12:30 band, even if you bring 30 people to most shows, you're bringing, 2 to that one. Yeah. And that's because they're carrying your equipment.
They rode with us.
Right.
Yeah, Uber there, and you're Uber.
Yeah.
But like Chris Glick, who just logged in.
There he is. Yeah.
He's
guys
a
on
perfect
DTP
example
TV
of what we're trying to do. He's started listening to our show, right? And then his workout playlist has converted to Murder the Crow, Sunshine and Bullets, Otherworld, freaking But his whole playlist now are bands from here.
Yeah.
That's the point. He's in South Carolina. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Damn, really? I didn't know that.
That's
I
the
thought he was
point.
around here.
That's the goal. Is you got to get into more ears.
Yeah.
Everyone hates the radio.
Yeah.
A buddy of mine just bought a new car. He's like, my radio finally works, and I
Don't
can't
wanna
listen to it because
I
the
know.
music sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, what's your favorite new radio song?
Dude, the auxiliary port, my car died, and now I've been listening to FM on the way to work every morning.
So you're listening to the same songs over and over again.
Well, it's either 98 Rack or it's like, what am I gonna do? Listen to Cowhead in the morning?
No.
And that's kind of what happened to me was music was so goddamn bad. I listened to nothing but talk radio for almost I don't know, a year and a half.
Yeah.
And then I started getting you guys. I'm like, fuck. And now
There is some music
I
out
can listen
there,
to music again.
Yeah.
Literally, you know what I mean? People always ask me, what do you get out of this? That. I
Yeah.
get to listen to music again. I get to go to freaking comedy show. You know, I get to see phenomenal talent all the time and
gotta
be in the
look
middle
out
of
for
it.
Yeah.
Just
It's
gotta look out
fucking
for
all,
it.
you know, when you go to a party and you're the only one there that's not a comedian. It's like, that's kind of weird. You know, when they invite you on their podcast to be a part of it and you're the only one that's ever been on it that's not a comedian, or, you know, that makes it all it makes it all worthwhile. You know what I mean? Seriously, it's.
So you guys have any favorite guests or like any favorite or special wild crazy show moments that you've had in the past before?
Bobby was pretty. Bobby was drunker than I've ever been on our show.
Holy shit!
So I have a no liquor rule because it's Mike's house, and you don't know people. You know what I mean? So if they ask for liquor, I don't want to take that risk.
We did that. We kind of transferred to beer only.
We'll
as
do
well.
beer.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But it's Mike's house.
Yeah.
I don't want to take that risk. But this kid, I knew was going to be
Came in
a
hammered.
tough interview to begin with, and he asked for rum. I'm like, all right, rum.
Oh gosh.
So I got him rum.
Yeah.
One of the goddamn funniest shows we've ever had.
And
I mean,
who's he? And who's this? Who's
his
Bobby?
name is Bobby Bowker.
And he's a comedian.
Yeah, he's a comedian.
He runs that open mic down.
That might have been the funniest he's ever been.
Really?
But Mike's like, I'm like, trust me. And then after the show, he's like, I guess you know what you're doing, because I knew to let him have rum.
I was just in awe the whole time. I'm like, all he did was confess his love for somebody.
And people are on the goddamn chat going, this is awesome. This is fucking, you know what I mean? For me, like the first show that I learned how to try to control the show was Cruel Curses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long ago was that?
Shit, fuck.
Last
Years
week.
a year.
Year, just over a year,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah, I think I just got
We went to see a Sunshine show at State Theater, and they were opening up for him.
Mm-hmm.
I'd never met him, heard of him, or nothing.
Yeah.
And me and her went,
Holy crap, they're good.
freaking, like, before I even heard music, I couldn't stop watching them just move around, and then all of a sudden I started hearing music, you know what I mean? But those guys they're different. You know what I mean? Like, phenomenally different. Like,
we had them in here, and they were just like,
They're-
we couldn't,
they're-
you
yeah,
couldn't
there's-
really keep them under wraps. I mean, they were just
No.
like,
They're awesome.
they were like
dude.
full
They're so
steam.
I loved Amanda.
You
She
know,
was in
and-
the back. She heard what I was listening to, and she's like, "Oh my God, Ryan's in the studio."
There we go.
Yeah.
She heard Ryan.
She heard Ryan from my headphones.
Yeah, he's loud. He's loud.
but for me personally,
Good guys, though,
like,
for sure.
Oh yeah, I love them.
Yeah.
this sounds like politically correct answer, but genuinely, I've enjoyed all my shows, but a couple.
Yeah.
There's only been a couple of people that, like I just didn't even care for them, even after the show.
Really?
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not a name type of person, but they were way back in the beginning before I learned to do some more research on my guests.
haven't been asked back, Stan, is that what you're saying?
Names of the parties shall remain nameless to protect the the guilty. The guilty.
Well, it's like when we have bands in, I'm like, or comedian, like, is there a venue that you'd rather not go back to? Don't name it, but is there one and why? You know what I mean? Because it's not about that. We're not there to throw people under the bus. But
yeah, you shouldn't be.
That shit happens.
The time and place for that is elsewhere.
And that's not going to get us anywhere.
But they're interesting stories. The stories should still be interesting. You know what I mean? You just don't have to
just leave the names out. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But everyone goes.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like asking guys their age. I never realized how sensitive guys were about their age
really?
until they come in. I'm like, so how old are you?
You will, Carson.
I'm like,
what?
You
will.
I guess so. Maybe it's.
I didn't ask you what you weighed. I didn't ask you.
Stan, how old are you?
45.
Mike, how old are you?
You said
I'm-
you were saying 42. I heard
I'm
it.
close to
You're ready with the
39.
lie.
All right, there we go.
It wasn't.
It's okay. It's all right. There's no judgment.
All
here.
right.
You know, judging me?
What?
No. What?
I'm always judging you.
Welcome to my bedroom.
Come on.
Is that the casting couch?
It's the casting couch is falling apart. It's
been
worn.
used. Got it.
It's been
used
and abused.
Have a seat. Have a seat.
You have daddy problems? Come here.
Can we zoom in? You can't really zoom in. Yeah.
So if you're scouting for a guest, or if you're looking to round out the show's roster, how far ahead are you booked? Like,
2 months.
What's usually 2 months?
We're into January.
And that's with the show every week.
Yeah.
Can we have some of your guests? Because we got no way.
Throw them our way.
Yeah.
So do you?
I'll book your guest.
Yeah, booking agent right here.
Well, there's another. I mean, I've talked about it. Kevin Holly. You know what I mean? He's been doing the show for a while. That guy's very good at what he does.
Yeah.
And once he learns it, he's gonna be unstoppable. But he's still trying to figure it. You know what I mean? I try to get people over there because he wants to do what I'm doing and promote the same type of thing, the local bands and shit. So, as many venues, I mean, doesn't matter how many people, as many years you can get into is phenomenal. That Johnny Jones I mentioned earlier, he wants to start doing this shit on the road. Go to local places, go to bands, go to, anything local that is good and or has history, and get to know the inside of them. But he's going to come to you and do it. So he wants to do what I'm doing on the road.
That's cool.
I want
That's cool.
all this to happen.
Glick said the worst guest ever. He said, I'll name drop the worst guest ever for them is Kevin Hall.
That's my pick.
But anyway, so like, I know it looks like you're trying to do this, but for you guys,
all right.
This is how you do that.
What are you doing?
I guess I give signals if I want to wrap up.
Signals all the time, and I'm like,
Are you milking a cow? What is that?
No.
He does that shit to me all the time.
That's 10 minutes.
He'll do this shit. I'm like,
okay.
we'll be done when I'm done.
Remember, we have no idea what we're doing, so we can go on.
Okay.
And
you have zero. You have zero left.
Don't ever do this, bro. That means something else where I come from. So for you guys, seriously, like, is this still weird to you, or are you getting more comfortable doing?
Definitely getting more
doing?
comfortable. Definitely. I mean, but it's
gonna take
6 or
time.
7
Getting more comfortable
shows versus a few hundred
it's
is
evolving.
a very big difference.
I told him, and it doesn't happen anymore, but it was a good year before, 30 minutes before the show, I was trying to tell him I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do the show.
Wow.
I get butterflies, but as soon as I turn the mic on, it just spews out.
It's different. It's just like it's like
weird.
a different energy.
Yeah, it's different.
It's almost like the stage for us. Like it's by now,
the first song, maybe you're kind of
butterflies.
Yeah, you're a little nervous about what you're doing, and then once you get into it, you're going.
But you, I think you interviewed us as a band before you had seen us live.
That's correct,
right? But now, then when you
thinking?
saw us live though, and then you saw like me, and us thrashing around on stage, you were probably like, "Whoa, that's like level 11." Right?
And that's
it's different. Like the lights come on. It's like
we're very. I feel like we're very laid back on your show. Like we didn't really.
Well, I feel like we're really laid back in person generally.
Of any kind,
Who is?
That's true.
No, I mean, dude, their energy level is beyond anyone that's ever been on my show ever. Like
now that we've done some of this, we come back. We know you need a little more entertainment.
But here's the thing: is
you'll open up to us.
Open up a little more.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't have to drag.
So you can ask us back. We'll come back.
I didn't have to drag anything out of you. You know what I mean? You, the conversation flowed. I just listened to that one too. You know what I mean? To prep, and the conversation flowed. Mm-hmm. That's all I look for. Is like if I don't have to drag it out of you, but again, that's back on you. You know what I mean? If you got to learn what questions to ask.
Yeah.
One of the things I do sometimes, every once in a while, I'll reach out to the guest friends and ask them for a story that they're not expecting me to know about.
Yeah.
So when they come in and I bring it up, like the shock on their face, and then when they start dying laughing and go, "You motherfucker," and then they tell you the story.
Yeah.
That that kind of nostalgia makes them. That helps.
Cool.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying?
So do you find them or do they find you?
Both.
As far as
now, both.
Okay.
Like before, up to 7 months ago, yes, I found them. Like bands would recommend bands. Like after they come on the show, I get a list of 8 bands. Well, I go listen to them, and probably 3 of them I reach out to. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't have to like it, like we've discussed.
Yeah.
But it's got to be good. Mm-hmm. Like I told you before, it was told to me, you got to be trusted. If you know what I mean, you can't
put a bunch of garbage out there and expect people.
If they don't trust you, you're not doing anybody any good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I reach out to them, but now we're starting to get, hey, heard about your show, I'd like to come on. The hardest part about that is it's only happened a couple times. You go in and check them out, and you go, I'll get back to you.
Yeah.
Type of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you have to do it. I hate it. It crushes me, but you have to do it.
Yeah.
For you guys.
Yeah.
Because if I start doing everybody, I can't help you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
what's your next step in like, this is a good step right here, what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
And you guys are always trying to think of new marketing ploys or new ways. Like, that's one thing I love about you guys is you're constantly thinking.
Well, we got this pyramid scheme we want to talk to
Sweet.
you guys about.
I'm in.
It's really the reason we
I don't want to know the
tonight.
answer. I'm in.
You're in? Okay.
Yeah, I don't want
It's
to
only
steal.
$5 to start.
Here, tier
If
10.
it's anything like Amway, bro, I'm down.
All right, cool.
All right.
We
Amway-
send you stuff every
Amway
month.
is this
Don't
thing.
worry.
It's a standard.
Well,
Carson's like, I'm
Carson's
gonna do a show.
speechless.
What's our plan?
He's
Do I
really
look at
answering
man
the
with a
question.
plan?
He's really answering the question. We're gonna
I
deviate
hope
the
there's a
plan.
deviate joke.
We're gonna
Whoa,
deviate the
okay,
plan. Is what we're
Let's
gonna do.
deviate the plan here. No, so we're growing. We're what we're trying to do is we're growing a little bit more into shows. So like if a bigger band is coming through and they're touring through and they're coming through a stop here, we're reaching out to them and saying, hey, do you want to Skype in with us? And we've actually had a few bites. We had one that was interesting that actually fell through was Fozzy. We did
play with him though.
We wound up playing
Carson
with
got
them
a picture with him.
through a different. Yeah, I know they got a
Did you
picture.
see
of
the
Jericho.
picture?
It's freaking awesome. It's my fanboy picture. It's my fanboy. I'll show you after the show. I'll show you. Maybe I'll put it online.
He made a movie
Maybe.
No,
poster.
but
Maybe
we're,
he'll show it
but
to
really
you.
we're trying to. Well, what we're trying to do is we're trying to get bigger bands that are coming through on tour to interview with us so that they know. Basically, so we get a chance to explain to them like what we'll bring. Like, hey, we're going to bring a community to you that is going to enjoy the shit out of the rock music that you bring because we still want you to recognize that rock music is alive here. So that's part of it, just to show them what we bring to the table as far as that. And we've got a few lined up. I don't really think we should
No,
drop
don't do
what we
that.
have
We'll
going
tell
on,
you guys
but-
at the show, but
Yeah, I get it.
But even for a touring band, like we're talking to some guys, supposedly, we're talking to some guys soon that are coming through on a Wednesday night, and it's like even for a touring band, if you're headlining the show on a Wednesday night in Tampa, you need some help. You know what I mean? It's like,
oh yeah.
it's not
especially
like
if you're a club level rock band.
Yeah, I mean,
still-
it's not Foo Fighters. This is just a very good rock band that's touring the country, but they're not from here. They're not playing on 98 Rock 8 times a day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
And
this
they
could
might bring
help,
40 people as
If they
opposed
can-
to the 30, 20 that local bands are bringing on
Yeah,
Wednesday.
yeah,
If they
but
can
they're not
come
bringing.
here-
They're not packing a place.
Yeah, I
they
mean,
can
that might
come
bring
out
100
here-
people in. Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong, 200 people maybe. But if you're playing a 700-person venue and you can bring an extra 50 to 100 people because we shared your, you
Right.
talked to us and we shared your shit and we promoted the hell out of
Exactly
it.
that.
And we show
Yeah.
up. That's the point. That's what we're trying to get to.
Yeah.
And hopefully those guys get a little bit bigger and remember us, and throw us a bone at some
Or
point.
remember what it was like when they were you.
Exactly.
If you spend 15 to 20 minutes talking to me and just having a conversation about what you do for a living,
I'd regret it.
You're
and I
wrong.
told you that I could turn that, if I could basically turn that around into 20 people stepping foot into
Yeah.
your
You do
business,
that 5 people.
that's exactly
I mean,
five.
there's
That's what I'm
10
saying.
there's 10 people
Yeah. I
watching
might
us
have
right now.
exaggerated a little bit.
Well,
Come
you
on.
just turned somebody that hadn't heard that person before.
Yeah.
You never
Exactly.
know.
Yeah.
Well,
Exactly.
the first comedian that we got in, that's what he pointed out to us was, like, they know when we show up because when we started coming to shows, we're bringing 20 to 25 people to a comedy show.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, we know when you come
Yeah,
there.
there's a little,
You know,
there's
I mean,
a
that was
little
back in the
wave
beginning.
of people flow in when
I'm
you
like,
guys
you knew
walk
we were
in.
there? You're like, fuck yeah, we knew you were there. You brought 20, you filled up goddamn 10,
Yeah,
you know.
went from 20 people to 40 people.
Right.
It's, it's nice.
true.
That's
That's
what
a
we're trying
big
to do,
deal,
yeah.
I mean,
But that's what it's about, tangible.
yeah.
Make it
Yeah.
tangible. You know what I mean? But that's not easy. God, that's
No.
tough.
But also making it real.
And we're not
And,
there yet. I mean,
No.
we're not promising these people we'll bring you 20 people even because we probably can't.
5 is probably
But
realistic.
On a
what
Wednesday.
we'll tell you is we'll
5.
fucking show up. If you come on our show, we'll come to your show.
Oh yeah,
Sure.
If you come spend 20
There's-
minutes with us doing
There's
this,
3
we'll,
people.
We'll show up. We'll show up.
Right, and then probably standing all right. Another 2.
Yeah, you guys will come, right?
I'll be at home.
We said you guys would come.
I'm
Or paddleboarding.
I'm not coming.
No? Okay.
Oh, yeah, count them out.
I don't
But
even
yeah,
pretend
it's
to say
really
I'm coming
about
anymore.
it's really about creating the opportunity, just like taking that extra mile. And a lot of like Jake and I were talking about it before you guys came in. It's like really sometimes you just have to ask. You're never gonna get that opportunity unless you go get it, unless you ask. And
We've
a lot
had
of
some
times,
responses from bands
Because-
that we would have never thought would even respond.
and that's what I'm saying. Like, there's this band that
And-
we'll tell you. Like, we don't want to spoil it for the 8,
Don't.
the 3
No,
people that are
don't
watching.
even
But
say
there's a band that's like they're on the up and up, and they're played on they're played on 98 Rock with
Yeah, they're a good
relative frequently, and they've toured with some big ass national bands that you would know, like literally the second I named them. And we hit them up. Like, we never expected in a million years that they'd even answer us.
Candlebox.
Sure enough.
No.
No. But
They're like,
maybe on the same level, but with more potential and a modern scale.
Right.
Yeah.
So they hit it. We hit them
Modern
up.
day
We hit
Candlebox
that.
is
Damn it,
probably
Jake.
what
We hit them
Modern
up.
day.
Pass.
Modern.
Holy fucking shit! I'm
No,
trying to
Kid
talk
Rock.
here.
No, pass.
We hit them up. They hit us back and they're like, yeah, this is awesome. Let's do it. And then
I don't know if they said this is awesome.
sure enough, he's
They said they would
like
do
he's
it.
getting text. Like he's like now he's
I don't know about awesome, but I do have dude's cell phone.
Just
number.
He
Hey, Jake.
high-fived.
Hey Jake, buddy, just take the story over.
What happened?
Yeah, I mean, I talked to the guy.
No, so now here we are. Like we're
He
arranging
called
this
me. He
interview
called
to
me
get
at
these
home.
guys
We're
on,
supposed
and
to talk
it's
to him tomorrow.
Yeah,
It's a
but
big
that's-
deal. You know.
I
And
think
it is what it is.
Yeah.
But
It's
being a
big deal.
band,
Watch.
being a band, I think that helps you. You know what I mean? Being a band, engaging a band, that helps a lot.
It does, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
We're neither. We're not a band or a comedian.
at least they appreciate the fact that you were putting that kind of effort.
But you
in.
guys are good at what you do. We're not.
We're still not bands or comedians. We're still approaching people. Hey, I'm just
fuck
a guy
we
with a
ain't.
podcast.
We're bands and comedians.
I think Stan's a comedian.
That's the wrong camera.
But I mean, so real quick before we close this out, because
Yeah,
I'm
we'll
sorry.
go. Well, it's all
You
good.
guys ready to go?
But
Smash
I'm
Back
watching
Time.
Carson do this shit. Because
Do what
it's
shit?
8:25. I don't know. You make me nervous.
Why do I make you nervous?
Somebody used to being so high up.
God,
This is
Jesus.
weird. But here, based on what you guys are saying, it kind of goes along with that. I've had an idea of researching what bands, national bands, at a certain level,
Yeah.
were from here,
Yeah.
and maybe reaching out to them to tug at their nostalgia, their heartstring. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And explain to them what we're trying to do with these bands, the same way they were growing.
They don't
And
care.
try to get them to you. Try to get them here.
They might. They
But
don't.
if you can
There's a
get,
few,
if you
though.
can
There
get
are a
one that
few.
does,
There's
if
a
you can
few.
get the right guy in the right band that does, reach out to 10 of them and one does, that's huge.
I mean, you'd be surprised. I mean, supposedly Hailstorm grew up up in Pasco County.
Right.
You know, it's like they're here. You know, they grew up here.
Seven-
Trivium is from fucking Orlando. Seven Dust is from
Trivium's
Orlando.
out of
You know, it's
Orlando.
like these bands aren't that far. Didn't come that far. You know, they were here. You know.
Seven Dust actually is not unattainable.
Right, the drummer is from too.
Leonard Skinner's
Yeah,
from Jacksonville.
yeah,
Think we can get
sorry.
them on.
Aren't they all dead?
Like at least
Wah,
90%.
wah,
There is no original, if I'm right.
No, I don't. I really know.
I don't think there's any original.
There's got to be one if the band's still called the same.
I don't
name.
think so. I
they,
think
no,
they're
they
related.
rotate it out.
I
They're
think
like
they're
Chicago
Oh
or,
wow.
Leonard Skinner,
or the Eagles. They
Leonard
just
Skinner,
rotate it
right?
out.
You just
Tribute
keep
band.
dying in a plane crash
Right.
and rotate members.
Too soon. Oh.
Too soon. It's been like 30 years. Too soon.
But you
Come
guys
on, Stan. What are you thinking?
Right.
That happened like in the 70s.
You guys think losing band members is tough? Try doing it that way.
That is tough.
Yeah, like, every time you step foot on a plane.
Right, it's like turnover at McDonald's, bro.
Have you heard that story of that plane crash? Supposedly Aerosmith was supposed to be on that plane. They said, we're not flying on this plane.
We could only be so lucky, right?
And
I'm just kidding.
yeah.
I love
Yeah.
Aerosmith.
Yeah, so then Screw's like, oh, yeah, and they flew and crashed.
You guys don't care for Aerosmith?
I didn't
Okay.
He said that.
I
I
said
didn't
that.
say anything.
You mean
Good.
that?
No.
They're good.
Get a grip, dude.
Those guys are good. They're coming on next week, by the way. No, I'm just kidding.
I think it's time. I think it's time to bring it all around.
Bring it full circle.
Bring it
That's
full
what I
circle
do.
here.
It's
It's been
So,
like 5 times
So-
the amount of time we normally run a show.
God damn it,
so
I know because I've been trying to for the past.
He's
half
been
hour.
he's been doing
You'll
this.
get- you'll
He's
get
been
good
doing
at
this
this.
for like 25
It's like
minutes.
you'll get good at this.
5
You're bad at it now, but
5
you'll get
minutes.
there.
Didn't say that.
So
I did
sorry.
not say that.
So one more time, these are the guys from Open Mic Live, and we're gonna go ahead and we'll just do outro here. So where can they find you? Somebody wants to find Open Mic Live. Where do they go?
Go to Open Mic on Facebook. Go to Open Mic and Open Mic Live and Friends. Is that what it
As
is?
the Facebook fan page.
Actually, we'll confuse the fuck out of you. Best place
Do
to
it.
go,
Open Mic the
OpenMicTheShow.com.
OpenMicTheShow.com.
MIKE.
If you go there, you can find every link and every other way to find
Instagram.
us.
Your contact
Facebook.
info. If somebody wants to reach out to you and get booked or inquire about coming
Yes.
on.
Just go there.
You
right
go there and it'll show you my email address and all that, cockapucky@gmail.com.
Contact us.
Yes.
Stop shopping.
Real quick, man, Eric Whitener is watching from Stonegrave. If you want to ask
Eric
him.
from
Come on.
Eric
Stone Gray's
Whitener, I
on.
think I reached out to
Is
him
he
already.
really in right now?
He said he's watching.
I would
And-
really
Eric
enjoy
Whitener's
that.
watching.
I reached out to him and asked him if they'd
Eric,
be
what's
interested in
up?
coming in, and they
What's
said,
up?
no, you guys told them not to do it.
Oh my god.
The show hasn't been the same
We said
since
they
you guys
should.
left Stonegrave.
So all
Hasn't
right,
been the same.
so I think that was Open Mic, OpenMicTheShow.com,
No, wrong
Facebook,
camera.
Instagram, Twitter.
Tune
You
in
can
tomorrow
find them
night,
here
7
online.
p.m.
Tomorrow night,
Tune in to
tomorrow
Open Mic Live tomorrow night. Who do you have guesting?
Coming
Oh my
home.
God.
Coming
Are
home,
they
the
really?
band is going to be in
Coming
tomorrow
Home is
night.
coming in to
Coming Home was a
the
band
open
when
mic.
we booked them, and now they're
No
drummers.
drummer. No drummer.
Yeah, they had a drummer, and now
Their
he's
new
gone.
motto is
So
drummer wanted.
Oh, you can find our gear at otherworld.com.
Wait, no, that's not.
No?
all right,
Oh.
let's go ahead and round it in for
All right,
one more
yeah,
group
all
shot
right.
here for the
Yeah,
live.
I gotta pee. Come on, guys.
Yeah, I got
Thank
to
you,
too.
cousin.
Oh my God, I'm
We all
getting.
got
Thank you,
pissed.
Jake.
All
Hey.
right, open mic. There's that's Stan. That's Mike from Open Mic.
Oh
Catch
man,
him
we're gonna
tomorrow.
be right at 1:30. Perfect.
Catch him tomorrow with Coming Home the Band. Next time we've got Groove Raps coming into the studio on
Groove Raps.
November
Those guys are dorks.
November 28th. So that is DTPtv. Catch us Instagram, Facebook, blah blah socials, IRN Radio Network. That is DTPtv out. Boom.
Jeez. See you guys.
How'd you